Victoria's court system has become the latest victim of a cyber attack, with hackers potentially getting hold of sensitive information from hundreds of court cases. James, this is just the latest in a string of ransomware attacks in the past year or so. The St Vincent's Health Network was hacked. Yakult shortly after that. We spoke about some of those cases last week, and of course the Medicare attack earlier in the year and Optus the year before. Do we just need to accept that none of our information is safe online?
We shouldn't accept that. We shouldn't accept that from big companies, and we especially shouldn't accept that from government entities who have a special obligation to protect the sensitive data that they hold on our behalf. This looks like a very serious cyber attack, not because of the number of people affected, but because of the nature of the information that they held. I mean, these are courts that hold suppressed hearings. These are courts that hear evidence from people with protected identities. And these are courts that hear cases, for example, involving gangland violence, serious organised crime, drug trafficking, murders and other serious offences. And many of the people who testify do so on the understanding and the promise that their identity will be protected. So it is a shocking thing if the Victorian court system has failed those people, but it is even worse that it doesn't appear to be on the federal government's radar. They should be stepping in to assist here to get to the bottom of this and find out what has been stolen, who has taken it, where it is, and what we can do to protect those witnesses who testified in good faith and hoping that they will be protected. But frankly, again, we say, where is the cybersecurity minister? We have an acting cybersecurity minister. We have an acting national coordinator on cybersecurity. It seems that people who are actually paid to do these jobs are too busy to be focused on these really critical issues.
Yeah, you're right. The very nature of this information, which has been compromised in itself, is just so much more concerning than perhaps even previous hacks. But before I let you go, Anthony Albanese gave his first press conference of the year this morning, vowing to make cost of living relief his government's priority in 2024. James, I guess better late than never, but there wasn't a lot of detail there. How confident are you that the Prime Minister will actually follow through on this promise?
Well, it's only taken the Prime Minister nearly 2 years to work out that the number one priority for the Australian people is cost of living. He spent his first 18 months as Prime Minister utterly obsessed with dividing our country through the voice, and he spent $500 million of taxpayers' money on that. He's now realised maybe that wasn't such a great idea, but all he's doing is asking the Department of the Treasury and the Department of Finance to come up with some ideas for cost of living. He doesn't have any ideas of his own. He's not ready to introduce any schemes to alleviate the financial pressure that Australians are under. He just thinks they should continue to suffer before he comes up with a plan to deal with it. I mean, this just shows how distracted this government has been, how its priorities are wrong, and how the Prime Minister in particular has become just so out of touch since he got elected. He seems to be much more focused on his international travel, on the VIP flights, on going to the tennis and going to the cricket and things like that, rather than the core issues that Australians elected him to deal with.
Senator James Paterson, thank you. Always a pleasure to chat to you.